Do you ever get so frustrated with hitting bad shots that it turns into the bogey train on the golf course? Well, watch this short video to find out how to stay composed and cope with bad shots.
Well, if you've been watching my videos all along, then you know that I'm the author of The Mental Game of Golf and Going Low, and I also wrote The Mental Art of Putting and Peak Performance Golf. This particular video is based upon my new program, which will be available at the end of January, called Golfer's Mental Edge. More on that later. One of the ways to get off the bogey train, when you're on the bogey train, is to learn how to cope better with mistakes. Often what happens is when you make a couple of bad shots, you dwell on those bad shots. And because you're dwelling, those bad shots carry over to the next shot or the next hole. And you can't get your mind separated from the last hole or the last shot. And it causes you to do some things that you really don't want to do, such as rushing your next shot or being frustrated hitting your next shot out of frustration. That's one of the big ways that you're going to stay on the bogey train. To get off the bogey train, we have to learn how to let go of these shots, and that's what I'm going to cover in this particular video. Your first step is to understand what's so upsetting. What is ruffling your feathers? What is getting you frustrated? Most of the time, it's because you think you're better than that you shouldn't hit shots like that's unacceptable, and that you hate to give away strokes with silly errors or bad shots. Your first coping step is to understand the demands and the expectations you place upon your performance. I talk about this all the time with my students. Most of the time, it's those expectations that set you up. For example, perfectionists want to hit solid shots all the time. And when they don't hit solid shots and they hit bad shots, they get upset and frustrated. It's because of the demands that you place upon your own performance. So you have to let go of those particular demands before you play and not have the expectations that you can't make any errors, that you can't hit any bad shots. Those are bad expectations because it makes it difficult for you to play on and not dwell when you hit bad shots. Coping step number 2. You have to get unglued or unglue your thinking from the past. I tell my students, you can't change what just happened. All you can do is play on. Play the next hole with confidence and composure. You must learn to accept those things that you can't change and move on and do the best you can on the holes to come. Moving on is easier said than done in my work, and I understand that. One of the things that you want to do to accept mistakes is tell yourself, that's okay. I'm allowed to make mistakes. I can't be perfect. I'm allowed to have a bogey, or sometimes throw in a double bogey. It's how I react to that that's going to determine how I'm going to play the remaining holes. Another thing you can try is, instead of focusing on that negative emotion and filling your mind with the frustration and worrying about how awful you're playing, try to replace that with a more positive emotion, that you're just enjoying being outside or enjoying playing with your friends or your playing partners. If you enjoyed some of the tips in the Confident Golfer video series, you're going to love my new program called The Golfer's Mental Edge. This is an 8 CD with 8 sessions, 8 of the most important sessions I teach my students, with an 83-page workbook that I walk you through step by step on how to develop ultimate golf confidence. This program will be available at the end of January. That's January 29th, and I'm only going to have 50 units initially for purchase. Right now, you can jump over to my website at peaksports.com/golf_confidence.php. You want to download my free report titled 6 Costly Mental Game Mistakes Golfers Make During Their Pre-Shot Routine. This is a great little report, and in addition to that, you'll get on the priority notification list when I have the new program out called The Golfer's Mental Edge. Well, thanks for watching. Make sure you tune into my next video that includes 3 mental strategies you must have in your pre-shot routine.